literally like just in my head, like and they literally say to me when you're not there, like you're not there, and someone says, yeah, we do the lines, I do the lines. So I've actually got yeah, so even the original parties like they were like, hey guys, I think we need to like, yeah, like he was genuinely like, you want like, and I was like, no. Yeah, I did play for one year. I was going to carry that team.
You carried it. You're welcome.
Oh my god. Yeah, like the blue shots like that. But I know the hole in the bottom. That is exactly why like it's half.
Oh, there we go. Let me go down now.
So big. So
And then the following.
they still like No, I was like, it seems like we were trying to write it.
Oh, not me.
It's not very serious.
Thinking of watching home, are they? He's a replay. You warmed up? You ready? Sorry? You warmed up? You ready? Love that fluffy. Some voices were good.
I know you do it right now. It's like, yeah, you know, we're like next to each other.
Go, guys! Come on! On the kick off. Go,
Good evening and welcome to KG5, where there is no rain, there is sun in the sky. It is a lovely evening here for football and a big football match in the offing indeed. Glenorchy Knights, South Hobart, Lakoseljac Cup semi, a place in the final on the line. Plenty of familiar connections on both sides here. Bradley Lakoseljac, of course, lining up for South Hobart. Milan Lakoseljac, for whom this tournament is named, a Knights legend. Probably the two highest finishes out of the remaining four, with Devonport out of the way. A massive opportunity for either side if they can get through to the final. The stakes could not be higher. A massive game in prospect here this evening. It's Knights v South Hobart. Joining me to call the action is Paul Hunt.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Pleasure to be here as always for this humongous semi-final. As you mentioned, plenty of historical context to this one, which, as you know, always intrigues me. And I think this is going to be a fantastic one out on the pitches. We'll quickly go through the team lineups for you. There was a very swift coin toss there from both sides. In goal for the Glenorchy Knights, you've got Lockie Hart, Jack Bowman will be in defence, Geordie Muller, Joffrey Nkoso, Thomas Young, Inglis Naden, Alessandro Bellini, Tyler Harrison, Oscar Thomas, Alex Walter playing against his former side, as a few of these players are, and Connor Schmidt. That is just about a full-strength lineup for the Knights. On the bench, Smith, Thomas Bellini, Anderson, Burgess and Woodham. And we'll quickly go through the South Hobart lineup as well, as Lakoseljac looks to take the kick-off. It'll be Patrick Kibler in defence, Hugh Larby, Kobe Kemp, Lakoseljac, as mentioned, Morton, Brennan, Morton, DeSouza, Hallam, Havinen, Moncourt, and we are underway.
We are indeed, and Oscar Thomas lofts it forward, one of many former South Hobart players in this Knights team, just adding an extra little bit of spice to this contest this evening. The Magic Man Bellini looking to get on the ball. Here's Nick Morton. What a spectacular season he has had, back to his best as Lakoseljac. We'll have that one brought back, but he'll be a key for this South Hobart team tonight. Nick Morton, he's been in outstanding form. Big night here today. Oscar Thomas, his colours lowered last week against Devonport for probably the first time all season. He'll be looking for a bounce back today against a really dangerous front line of South Hobart. Two great attacking lineups as Morton rather blatantly fouls a man from behind. Play the advantage, and racing onto it is Alex Walter, the Golden Boot winner, who's just used an arm in the assistant referee's estimation to control that one. But, the Golden Boot winner, so he's recovered from his hair injury or whatever it was that kept him out last week.
Yeah, his hair, the bun ponytail looks to be in pretty good shape here this afternoon. There's rumours of a neck injury pre-game last week. Definitely running for it, whether it's completely true or not. It's a good interception there from Young. Bellini striding forward, as is Naden. Young has another go. Oh, falls to Bellini over the head of Naden. He'll keep it in this occasion, Nick Naden. Walter, Bellini up against Gilly DeSouza. Now Lamortog. Left foot through ball, which Harrison manages to clear. But as you mentioned, Andrew, yeah, Knights last week at this ground against Devonport thoroughly outplayed, to be perfectly honest. The strikers really ran rampant in that second half in particular. Bits of work on us. That's a good flick from Brennan. Morton falling over and touched the ball with his arm whilst falling over. Brennan using all of his experience there just to casually stand on the ball, prevent the quick free kick.
Yeah, interesting to see how quickly they bounce back. Obviously, they didn't really have a lot to play for. They would have liked to beat Devonport, but it's not like they could have jumped them with the league title, having been sewn up beforehand anyway. So we'll see how they respond to that. South Hobart, of course, struggled too. 1-1 draw with Riverside on the final day of the season. So both teams not their best in the final round, but I think we'll see improved displays here tonight between two really entertaining attacking sides, and that's nicely done from Morton. An advantage played after he was dealt with having got rid of the ball. Kibler out from the back, and South Hobart, some of their best football this year has come on KG5, so despite it being a Knights home game, you feel it almost suits them more than Darcy Strait would, as Nick Morton couldn't get past Jack Bowman there, the archer sticking to his task. Another one of the former South Hobart cohort in this night's team. Morton, dangerous looking ball. Brendan will try and track it down, but it just skips away from him. And in for a goal kick.
A really competitive game between these two teams in their last league meeting at KG5, finishing 1-1. A lot better weather conditions today than on that occasion. Had a nice bit of swirling rain that we're used to seeing here in Tassie on that day. Beautiful evening for football as the wet area getting nice and crowded. As mentioned, Knights under 20s in through to their respective statewide cup final. The senior team looking to join them. Lockie Hart. I enjoyed seeing him for an entire season so far this year. That goal kick though, not one of the best, and will go out for a throw-in as Marby pumps it forward. Did Naden keep that one in? He did. Morton underneath that one. There's Jordy Wooler. Chipped through ball by Naden. Calls for offside. Heated. Be interesting to see if Walter will go try and split the two centre-backs, or maybe line up on Riley Morton a little bit more than Kibler. Probably has the body advantage over the younger centre-back as opposed to the experienced American, as Morton intercepted by Geordie Muller. He's buzzing about already in the early stages. Here's Muller, Larby. South keeping possession. De Souza forced to dribble forward, and Walter spin. Not doing him any favours there as he appeals for that one in front of his former head coach, Ken Morton. It's Larby down the line. Bowman. Bellini. First pass. Oscar Thomas. Brennan pressing Harrison. Bellini's head up. Finding a teammate as South Hobart a bit more of an aerial route early on. I do think that against Harrison, Bowman and Thomas, maybe not the best tactic, particularly the amount of height across the Knights' back line. Souza whacking that one high in the sky. Using the spin to his advantage as that one nearly will see through to Brennan, but Hart comfortably collects.
Yeah, Harrison just not quite getting the purchases after there, but got enough on it. Kobe Kemp breaking that up. Harrison looks to drive this one, switching it out towards Nkosa. It was well read though, and now South Hobart through the Morthog. Quite combined with Andy Brennan. These two looking to spring an early chance here. No shots through the opening 6 minutes. Morton and Lakoseljac both pressing high up the pitch here early on. Lakoseljac seemingly leading the line here as Naden does well to get it away from De Souza. Walter gives a good chase, and now it's Naden, but he took it straight into the path of Kobe Kemp, who does so much of that work, just drifting across, intercepting, breaking up the play, and then starting attacks back the other direction. Here's Casper Hallam, who I think will be one of the prime candidates for the Rising Star Award this year. He has been absolutely outstanding as Casper Hallam. Really a goal scorer for his side. You wondered who was going to step up in the absence, especially of Alex Walter. He's now in this Knights team, and Casper Hallam has just answered the call and been fantastic. But so too has Walter at his new club. The Golden Boot winner knocks it back to Schmidt. That was handball. And right under the eye of Brenton Copra.
Yeah, Hallam has definitely made the step up. Berezansky got a couple of starts over him to begin the season, but Hallam really nailing down that wing spot. And just his pace to burn. Here's Brennan's touch. Falls towards the Knights. Muller forced to kick it forward quickly. It's surely a foul there by the king of the Andals, Joffrey Nkosa. Another player who's been in good form throughout the season as Thomas now strides forward. Not the greatest pass from the draft, maybe a tactical kick for touch if we're being polite.
Very polite, I think. Might have been expecting a run from Nkosa there, but certainly wasn't really put where he could get it. It's Toby Havainen, who was the hero, well, one of the heroes. Scored the goal Their 2-0 win last year over Devonport in the Cup final. South Hobart, the current holders, have got a real affinity for this tournament. 5 times in the last decade they won it, but it's the Knights on the attack here early on. Joffrey Nkoso, the king of the Andals, drives to the byline. He crosses. That was shut down by Morton and kept in play too. So South will just send this one long, looking for Andy Brennan. Just outpointed there by Oscar Thomas though. Harrison strikes it back to Lockie Hart, who's had a fine season in goal for Knights as the young keeper. This to be a player of considerable promise. We've got a few technical difficulties here at the moment. I'm not sure if you're hearing this or not, but bear with us. And we're back. So, South Hobart looking to play it forward. Intercepted by Bowman. Just punches this one over the top. Chasing out after that one was Kibler Walter. Wanting the corner, or a free kick. Wanting something from Tony Peart in the corner there. And getting absolutely nothing. And it'll be just the goal kick. So Riley Morton across to Gilly DeSalza. No chances in the opening 10 minutes, although he's gifted an opportunity for Joffrey Nkoso. Rouse the keeper, fires home. A gifted an opening goal there, and taking full advantage is Joffrey Nkoso. 1-0 Knights.
Great skill to get around the keeper there from Nkoso, pouncing on the mistake from the South Hobart defence.
10 minutes,
He's
although he's
managed to
gifted
get
an
right around the
opportunity for
outside of
Joffrey
Morton.
Nkoso.
Lovely move to get round Moncourt and slotted that one into the roof of the net. Hasn't touched the ball too much in the first 10 minutes as Joffrey Nkoso, but makes no mistake with his first effort, and is a real gift for the Glenorchy Knights. That puts them in the ascendancy. It is now all South Hobart to do. As we've mentioned, they do like to play at KG5. Not necessarily sure they wanted to play from behind today at South. It's now Naden looking to add a couple more. Hallam going away with Schmidt. Now Nkoso. Surely clips there from Lakoseljac tracking back. This time the referee does award a free kick to the Knights.
Well, first shot of the game brings about the first goal, and Riley Morton just passed it straight to him. Does he get the assist? I mean, he's just gifted it to Nkoso. He said, thank you very much. Still had a bit to do, mind you. Round of the keeper. Finished from the angle nicely. Bellini now looking to make something happen, but not a single chance or shot has been created through the opening 10 minutes. And that'll really sting South, just gifting one away like that. And you essentially ceded a one-goal head start to the Knights. And the way they've played this year, that's not something you want to be doing. So South now need to chase this one. It's Bowman. All that repelled by DeSalza, and he'll go again.
Touch from the fourth official. Nathan Code there patrolling the centre as Naden can't keep that one in play, but really a goal from nothing as Brennan charges down the clearance from Bowman. Harrison intercepting. Larby only really has options long, goes in that direction. Brennan, two hands in the back of Bowman.
Former teammates there.
I've got to stop saying former teammates because it's all I'll say for the entire evening, I think.
Probably had a little to do with that exchange, I've thought, but yeah, certainly plenty of it out there. As the Knights look to build from the back here, but one just punched straight out of play. Being marked tightly was Joffrey Nkoso. The man who's opened the scoring here, the king of the handles. A fantastic season since crossing over from the Warriors, was a real feather in the cap when they were able to sign him, and he's really truly justified why they were so keen to get him across and reward them with a fantastic season as part of that real dangerous attacking triumvirate with Walter and Nick Naden. And you've got the likes of Young and Bellini chipping in from midfield too. You can see why they've scored so many goals this year.
Yeah, they got goals from everywhere, and then obviously you got Oscar Thomas's height from set pieces as well. Seen Connor Schmidt play that kind of hybrid fullback role, where in games where Knights have been dominating, move into midfield as well. They've got plenty of places they can score goals. It's been their real strength so far this season. Scored the most goals in the NPL Tas, and it's carrying over nicely into this semi-finals of the Lakoseljac Cup as Young to the Magic Man Bellini. Muller cleared by Kibler. American getting his head to that one. Kemp judged to have been fouled by Walter there. To take it quickly will Kobe Kemp after the Morthog, rocking the bright pink wheels this afternoon as Brennan now turning away. Bowman sticking to his task very tightly and goes sliding in on DeSouza. I think an applause from the home crowd. That's what you get with Jack Bowman. No nonsense kind of customer.
Never going to get less than 100% effort at all times from him too. He flies around, real workhorse at the back there, and sticks to his man nicely there, and Brendan shutting him down. As this will be brought back. The South Hobart free kick. So a quarter of an hour gone, and just the one shot so far, which was Nkoso slotting one in the roof of the net. Here's Morton, couldn't find Hallam, intercepted, back to Hallam. Where they go, a chance for a cross here and a couple in the middle, but it's well shut down by Schmidt. With the crowd out this evening, a pretty good night for it. It's been a lovely day down here in Hobart today. Perfect evening to come out and watch some football.
Breeze seems to have died down a tad since the Women's Statewide Cup game that was on earlier at KG5 as well. Someone goes out for a throw. Throw in. Taken by Havainen. Now Kemp. Bellini clearing that one towards Walter. A couple of appeals for handball, not heeded, and you can switch the play here, Bellini. There was a player on, but goes centrally towards Young. Not enough pace on that one as Larby comes across. Himself caught in a little jam there, but clipped in the end from Bellini, and that'll relieve some pressure on this south side. Lakoseljac towards Hallam. Hallam doing wonderfully to turn around Schmidt, inside towards Morton, into the penalty box, trying to find Brennan. In the end, cleared, and Bellini goes the first time ball towards Walter. Kibler dropped off a few yards and just left that a bit short. Charged down by Walter. Moncur with a big grin on his face back to his former teammate Walter. And another opportunity for the Knights coming at the hands of the South Hobart defence. They haven't had to create much themselves so far this evening, the Knights. The South kind of doing it for them, really, as DeSouza hits it out wide. Havainen turning the ball over. Muller with a chance to turn and face. And Kyoso got a lot of navy blue shirts in front of him. Muller doing well to switch the play out here. Use the wide expanses of this KG5 Park pitch, as that's a good ball towards Young. Kibler not getting a great deal of the ball there, and it's another free kick opportunity for the Knights.
Yeah, just the two real chances so far in this one. And one was the goal, which was the gifted back pass, well, gifted forward pass from Riley Morton. Then that one there, just an under-hit back pass. Providing all sorts of danger there, and Moncour's clearance cannoning into Walter. Could have gone anywhere, that. And they've been the only two real attacking chances so far, so It has been South, their own worst enemy at the back so far, and now the magic man, Bellini, can get to work over the dead ball. Capable of picking out a teammate's head from here. Real creator in the Knights midfield. Very sweet left foot. Can he unlock them here and give his side the absolute dream start in the game? Already a goal to the good. South just need to settle it here. Bellini to the back post. Back across by Thomas and then flicked home by Thomas Young. And it's 2-0 to Glenorchy Knights. A well-worked set piece. Young headed it back. And it was Thomas Young who got the final touch. 2-0 Knights. They're flying.
The set piece routine works a treat for the Glenorchy Knights. Oscar Thomas rising high, using that height. There were Knights players lining up in the 6-yard box. And in the end, it was Young doing the business at the end. It was Muller with the intermediate header. And then from 4 yards out, can hardly miss from that range, Thomas Young. 2-0 to the Knights. South look shell-shocked here. Knights providing all of the pressure, all the attacking intent so far. And it is a uphill battle for South if they're to get back into this one. They have tried that routine a fair bit in these past few weeks, particularly a couple of times against Devonport and against South a couple of weeks earlier. Hadn't quite come to fruition just yet. Thomas towering over his opponent, allowed an almost free header. It was really a case of which one's going to put it in the back of the net there for the Knights.
Yeah, it's good use of him, Oscar Thomas. Good in the air. They like peeling off to the back post just to head it back across the face, and then really well done by Muller just to flick it back into a really dangerous area. And there was Thomas Young. And Bellini with the delivery in South. Yeah, shell-shocked. Really. There's been 2 shots for 2 goals here. Isn't Koso. There's been a whole lot of action outside of the goals, and bang bang. Poor error, and then a set piece, and it's just bad defending from South Hobart, really. But they're going to need goals to get back into it. Lakoseljac capable of providing him. He's surrounded by red shirts here, so he knocks it back to Hallam. Andy Brennan now. Crafting a ball in, steered away by Naden. Young. Morton looking to win it back. Gilly de Souza, the Brazilian, jumps on it. 2 Knights defenders shut that down. Kemp chips it to Morton, who's just peeled off. And it just strayed as well in the process. And the flag, and that will frustrate him because he'd done well to just cleverly steal some space, but didn't hold his run.
They managed to work the ball around nicely there from side to side, did South. Mainly just that last decision there from Morton, straying offside. And it's like Lakoseljac got out of that tight corner well. Brennan as well doing some good work in the centre. They'll need plenty more of that if they're to get back into this game. The sun slightly going behind the clouds here for the moment. Bowman looking for options. Doesn't have a great deal to aim for, so tries to get it towards Walter, manning up against Kibler. Sounds' clearance not the best. Lovely back heel from Brennan. Good shield there from Morton off the ball, as well as Ewan Larby goes striding forward into plenty of space. Drops the step over, can quite get round Schmidt, who does well in that 1v1 situation.
Unfortunately, very much a left footer, Ewan Larby there, and Connor Schmidt knew that and defended the space well. So, able to find something, but South, well, they've responded reasonably well to going 2 down. They've had the ball ever since, and they're looking to break down this Knights defence. Nick Morton sends it through for Lakoseljac. Dancing on the ball here is Bradley Lakoseljac in the Lakoseljac Cup, and he wins his side a corner. And we'll send that one across, probably looks like Andy Brennan striding across the take. Can South conjure a quick response to cut that gap back to 2-1? Of course, they've met twice in the league this year. It was a 3-0 win for Knights at Darcy Street. Their more recent meeting here a month ago, KG5, ended 1-1. As Andy Brennan sends this one. Good looking ball. Kemp, what a header! There's the response you're after. Kobe Kemp, a captain's goal there, a thumping header too powerful for Hart, and it's back to 2-1.
That's much better from South Hobart. Now using the set piece to their advantage. Brennan, good pace on the ball. Kemp didn't have to do a great deal in terms of generating power in the right spot. And Hart, he's disappointed with himself, but it's come at him quickly. Probably maybe wanted to parry it, and in the end, too much pace on it from Kemp. And it's 2-1, and South, well, after looking a little shell-shocked in that first 15 to 18 minutes, have certainly come back to it in the last 5. And this is more the South Hobart we're used to seeing. And whilst Cup semi-finals, usually a cagey contest, this one, 3 goals in the first 23 minutes.
There's been 3 shots.
From 3 shots. As Thomas gets his body in the way well. Brennan in a foot race with Harrison, who goes safety first and pops that one in the creek.
Credit to the mental strength there, though. A lot of teams 2-0 down after that would just kind of drop their heads a little and take a while to recover from it. South got right on the attack. They've done all the attacking, had all the play ever since going 2-0 down the last 5 minutes. And they get a goal back for it. Kobe Kemp, the skipper. And now Andy Brennan looking to get on the end of it. Just feel like Andy Brennan, it obviously hasn't been the season he's been looking for since going back. But I felt like the last few weeks he's really been threatening to explode, and probably had his best couple of games towards the end of the year. Could we see a big Andy Brennan performance here today? That was a fantastic corner to pave the assist there for Kemp.
Yeah, watched the South Hobart Clarence Zebras game down at Darcy Street. Only ended up playing the first half as South was so rampant, as Morton now getting in towards the 18-yard box, tries to play the 1-2, nearly falls towards the back post, and Knights just getting enough bodies in the way. And Koso can't turn around Havainen. Now out to Hallam. Everyone turning inside. Bellini tracking back. South wanting the free kick, not heeded. And now in Koso with a chance to run at the South defence. Only has Walter up ahead with him. And Kibler read that one well. Schmidt getting it forward towards Nkoso, who keeps it in play. Look at the pace on Casper Hallam tracking back. Done exceptionally well. As Walter is offside when looking to shut that one down. And yeah, just to finish on Brennan, that match against Clarence Zebras, though, I think that was 3-0 up at half-time already, and he was about the best I'd seen him all season in that game. Constantly jigging inside, made a couple of great runs to the byline. Started to get some good crosses in. What you want from your winger, so I certainly think he's getting into the groove a bit more here with his former team, or his current teammates, who he hasn't played with for a while. Took a while to bed in. And it's now Naden on the attack. Walter up ahead. Pass goes through the legs. Just Walter trying to keep possession. Morton clipping at his heels. Not a lot of teammate support there, Walter, but eventually gets it towards Bellini with the shot. Oh, I thought that was in from the Magic Man. That was heading close to that top corner, but just curling wide with what is the first shot that's not gone in for a goal so far today. As Walter has stayed down after making that pass. A couple of South players use this opportunity to have a drink, but the Magic Man, Alessandro Bellini, that was fantastic work.
Just flashing it past the post there was the Magic Man, not far away. But as you've said, finally a shot that doesn't result in a goal. As that one's headed out of play. About throw in, but really strong work from Walter in the build-up too, just to keep a hold of the ball, control it. Copped a bit of a kick for his troubles, but a nice job holding it up, waiting for support. Drew defenders too, and that opened up that room for the Magic Man. Couldn't quite hit the target as that one's whacked forward by Schmidt. Kemp dueling there in the air. Now through for Walter, chests it forward. It's Alex Walter. It's Alessandro Bellini, goes across to Naden, great cross to Walter! Wide of the post, it was a delightful move from Knights. Cut apart this South Hobart defence with some lovely flowing football, and Walter just can't apply the finishing touch.
That's what Knights can do at their very best. Sweeping, quick counter-attack. Bellini in the centre. Walter with that back post run. Would have thought he would have scored then, as now Morton plays it through to Brennan. Another opportunity to get in the box. Get on that right peg from Brennan. Does so. Decides to have the shot well blocked from Bowman. And Koso tracking all the way back close to his own corner flag. Young and Schmidt clear that one. De Souza with the height advantage there over Bellini. As now Alex Walter has another chance to try to get around Kibler. And that's surely a foul after the play there from Walter. Will be just a chat with the referee in the middle, Brenton Copra. Just saying, don't do that again or I will actually have to give you a slice of cheese. One of the referees who likes to leave the cheese in his pocket, does Copra.
Yeah, he lets him play. And he just says, look, no more. You know me. You know my reputation. I like to let you boys play, but come on. No more of that, please.
The ball wasn't within 10 yards. Just move that bit, please.
So in the air it goes. De Souza beats Bellini, worked it forward. Down and skipping free is Brennan. Then just got a little clip. Went down. Johnny Muller thought he was looking for it. He certainly was when he realised he couldn't get there, but there was a clip initially. So free kick. We've got 40 yards out here. Kirby Kemp might just pull out the pitching wedge and see what he can do.
Try a similar strategy to how Knights got their second goal. A little chip back to Kibler and have a few waiting. Might be an option. Riley Morton up from the back as well.
And Knights not bothering with a wall for this one, unsurprisingly. They're quite happy for Kemp to try his luck from range here. He does just that though, and I tell you what, it wasn't a bad effort either. Hart wasn't sure if it was on target or not. He's forced across to it and behind for a corner. So Kemp trying his luck from range. I'm not sure if it was on target or not, but they've got a corner all the same. And Nick Morton now will look to get to work on this one. They scored from their previous corner, and this is a dangerous ball. Palmed away there by Hart. And Koso skips past Lakoseljac. He's got wide open space in front of him. Lakoseljac just does well to hold him up. Oh, nice move by Joffrey and Koso. He storms past Lakoseljac, throws in a step over, throws in another. Left it behind though to the king of the handles. De Souza comes across and just corrals him. Still going is Joffrey. And then just knocks it back straight to Andy Brennan, but breathtaking initially.
Clip that
Joffrey and Koso.
Clip that move for the highlights reel for Joffrey and Koso. Managed to get all the way into the 18-yard box from the other end of the pitch. Unfortunately, just did not have the finish. That is what he's capable of. There's Larby. Lovely ball out towards Brennan. Just managing to keep it in. Hallam at the near post coming across. Kemp with the shot blocked by Young. Now Naden whacking that one clear. This game played a really good intensity as Larby goes to Morton. Tried to play the 1-2. Harrison's head gets in the way. De Souza, Morton onside. Now getting a game of head tennis here at the moment. Morton picking that one up. Tried to go through the legs of Geordie Muller. He's seen that trick a few times as Muller as Walter does nicely to get away from trouble. Has he put too much on for that in Koso? He has indeed. But both sides really playing some great attacking football here this afternoon. Not too much sitting back.
I'm loving this first 30 minutes. I haven't enjoyed a game this much in a while. It's been really good stuff. And we thought it would be, both Morton and Sherman. They like to play in a positive manner. They like to get bodies forward, attack, and we're definitely seeing that. And we're just seeing also a bit of creative freedom from the players out there. There's some Koso or Walter pulling out some moves, just looking to take defenders on. It's leading to quite the spectacle so far as that one's shut down by the Mortog. He's out after it. Walter took it away from Hallam. Now it's Morton scurrying away after it, and he looks to take on the Archer in a foot race. Jack Bowman with the head start was always going to win it, and indeed he wins the throw-in as well. Some crafty stuff there from the Archer.
Done plenty of that in training over the years, Jack Bowman. It's going to be pulled back. A free kick towards the Knights. Thomas Young nearly ending up in the technical area. Taken quickly. Hart long in the Bellini direction. Up against De Souza. Young gets there first. Yeah, Thomas Young talking about the studs up there. I don't disagree with him there at all. I did think that looking at it live as Brennan managing to get in behind Thomas, but his first time cross coming off the studs rather than the inside of the boot. Wheeling Hart, pretty easy collect. Walter back to Nkoso. Plenty of space in the middle of the park. Here this afternoon, Bellini looking to exploit it with a lovely little through ball towards Young. Young, he's put it wide. Well, maybe he thought he was offside, I don't know, but Thomas Young, in acres of space, has popped that one wide of the goal. South Hobart Lions stepping up, maybe Havainen on the far side keeping him on. Moncourt coming out. I think Young is going to be disappointed that one didn't end up in the back of the net.
Yeah, you'd expect him to score that. A player of Tom Young's quality. It was some lovely work from Bellini to thread it through for him. And yeah, just placing it wide of the mark. Could very easily be 3-1 to the Knights. And I think you're right. I think it might have been Havainen just out of step with the rest of the defensive line there. Just allowed him to steal him behind. But Geoffrey Nkoso now in the drive forwards. Flashy footwork again from the king of the handles. He's got Nick Morton for company though, and he's a hard man to shrug the attentions of. So now retreat back to Thomas, back to Hart. Pulsating opening to this Lakoseljac Cup semi-final. Here's the magic man Bellini. Just outthought himself there in the end, I think, and out for a South Hobart throw-in.
He went to drop the second of the two step overs and then went, oh, no, that's going to roll out. As Hallam seems to have moved across to the grandstand side, swapping with Andy Brennan. Larby, decent throw in on it, does Ewan Larby. That one comfortably cleared by Harrison, as just Souser claiming he's been hit in the face there from Thomas Young in that high boot. Another look at that one. Thomas Young probably realising Souser went studs up the other time before. Let's have another look at that.
I'd see how it could have hit his face.
I mean, his foot was already well past him at that moment.
Yeah, I think he might have just been trying to get him in trouble there. Might have copped it on the chest a little, but surely didn't reach all the way up to the face. Well, the arm on the follow through, yeah, maybe. Might have just glancing elbow on the way through there.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't the foot, as I think Young was initially indicating that's what he thought De Souza went down.
Yeah, I think he's just caught the stray arm on the follow through there. As the Brazilian. South Hobart teammates conferencing over the ball there. Brennan, Kemp and Morton, the real leaders of this team. The senior figures.
It's a good free kick earlier from Kobe Kemp, as we mentioned. Knights not bothering to put a wall in. You're almost just tempted to at least keep them honest for the rest of the game by just actually having a shot from that situation. Being like, I mean, if you think I'm not that good, you're not going to put a wall here. Yeah. Here's what I can do.
And he also just made sure just hit it with spin and that it bounced in front of Hart, just to make it awkward for him, because that's the advantage of the wall. It stops those low punched spinning efforts. Forces you to kind of go the up and over, which is a bit easier for the keeper, a much harder kick to take. So quite like the approach also, of Kobe Kemp, I agree.
It was really good for the long game, not necessarily for that situation. I mean, obviously, you know, he can obviously hit a good free kick, and if it bounces and spins in front, but yeah, just keeping the opposition honest, especially in that situation. This one might be a little too far out to do similar, but it will be interesting to see if they pop anyone in even a one-person wall, or if Bellini and Nkoso will continue to stand there ready for the counter-attack like they did previously.
He's even further out this time, so we'll wait and see. Maybe the roll it a few yards ahead. You do have someone ready for the charge down there, and Bellini and Nkoso will form a two-man wall. So Kobe Kemp, what's he going to do on this occasion? Again, he tried the low little spinner, and this time the wall was in place. Here's Kemp. Brennan. It's a dangerous looking cross from Brennan. It's a good one. Well done, Tyler Harrison. Riley Morton now looking to bend it back, and he wins the corner. He's causing some problems with these curling balls into the box, Andy Brennan. He'll take this corner. Unsurprisingly, having assisted from the earlier one on this side.
Now, here's where he's at his best, where he can just kind of chop the ball onto his right foot after having that first touch, and then he's got such great pace on his cross. I think that's one of the differences I've noticed in Andy Wren compared to some of other players who haven't necessarily left NPL. They just put a lot more pace on the crosses, and we'll see if he can do the same from this corner kick. Goes a bit more lofty, Kemp rising high. De Souza back on the pitch will retrieve. Larby, that's a good touch to get around Nkoso. Gets around Bellini. Gets around a third Larby. Gets the return ball to Ewan Larby, and Bowman coming across, getting the ball. And I tell you what, I think the other Knights defender was coming across there, did exceptionally well not to concede a penalty.
Tell you what, glad he got the ball, because that looked like a fair pushing motion too there from the Archer Bowman. So he see him, great challenge, and then gave him the little shove afterwards. But
Bellini I was worried about there coming across.
Great challenge. And Larby, exceptional play from Larby, driving in there, playing the 1-2, taking Nkoso on. That was outstanding from the fullback. As this game continuing to deliver. It's being played in a fantastic manner at the moment. Andy Brennan goes to the low near post number this time. Will fall out and be horribly underhit by Larby, and it might leave them exposed back the other way here. Naden's going to just send it out in front of Nkoso. It's a good ball, but Riley Morton judged it nicely and got it away. They are exposed there on the counter. Now Lakoseljac, Knights players down, and we'll have another stoppage here. Copying a knock there from Lakoseljac as we tick towards half time here. 5 minutes plus change left in it's been a pretty pulsating first 45. Real end-to-end affair, this one.
Yeah, as you mentioned, one of the best games I've seen so far this season is Oscar Thomas heading over there as the team's de facto medico. Just getting there before the physio can, obviously being on the pitch. Being played at a fantastic tempo. That first 40 minutes has flown by. Good crowd in attendance as well. Knights at home. He's just disagreeing with whatever's being said to him. Really, South Hobart, after that real wobbly first 15 minutes, have certainly made it an even contest since. Starting to look a lot more threatening, particularly through Brennan.
Come on, Shane. There's clearly a camera there.
You dickhead, mate, it was live.
I agree, Charlie. Well said.
Love your work, Charlie.
Yeah, not bad. How you going?
As Connor Schmidt gets back to his feet. There'll be resumption of play here is looking a little bit hobbled, but I think he's going to be right to continue there. Connor Schmidt, and certainly a big part of this Knights team. And they'll be hoping he is. So Oscar Thomas will just knock it back to South, and come on, Barty. Really live here. And they'll knock it round the back here. Will South. Here's Morton. To get that one a little down the line. Brennan did well, drew a crowd, squares it back to Morton. Morton to Kemp. Kobe Kemp at the top of the box. Passes across for Brennan, crossing dangerously. Hallam at the back post, but Nkoso was there. And he whisks it away just in the nick of time. And South Hobart have been very good since going 2 goals down, creating plenty of chances. Looking quite likely. Here's Kibler. Launches this one long. Hallam and Schmidt for company. And is very tight to the line. He's done well to win a throw in there, Casper. Thrown into the box. Away it goes though. The Knights defence slamming that shut. Walter wants to turn and run onto it, but Morton repels. Kobe Kemp having himself a nice game. And Harrison, well, that one skews behind for a corner. Not quite the direction he was after there.
He's certainly not there. Skidding off the pitch and turning sharply. Not sure if they'd do the same on a wet pitch as a dry day at KG Farm. Brennan now to take another corner kick from this far side. Some of the taller timber at the penalty spot there in Kibler and De Souza. Morton offering short. Brennan in towards the box in the Kibler direction, and it falls out to Nkoso. Got a great deal of teammate help. It was Young. Now looking for the run of Naden. Larby getting back and getting his angles all good, and back to Mark Moncourt for one of his first touches in possession so far in this half. Goes very, very short towards Larby. Hallam, Brennan, looking for the crossfield bowlers. Nkoso trackers backs and gets it towards Morton, trying to shape onto the right, hits it on the left, and Bowman getting in the way. There's a lovely ball to find Morton in space.
Yeah, beautiful ball to just spring Morton in, but Nkoso was tracking back to help out Jack Bowman on that occasion as we creep towards the break here inside the final minute of regulation. South looking to get back on terms before they head into the sheds. Geordie Muller will just send that one maybe even over the neighbours' yards and towards the Glenorchy pool. That one, he has belted that away.
That one's ending up down the water slide.
That has got some distance on it. Need to worry about the dog getting that one. Here's Larby, De Souza, Hallam, back to Larby. Casper Hallam makes a nice run, gets his cross in, but plenty of Knights back there. Tyler Harrison's positioning spot on. Larby trying to pick the pocket of Nkoso. Bellini, silky stuff. And then Walter, well done, Kobe Kemp. The attack continues through Young, over the top he goes, took a cruel bounce there as far as Bellini was concerned. A real spin on that one. Day 5 at Chennai type areas on that one, unfortunately, for the Magic Man. As Muller sends that one across to Schmidt. Schmidt lofting, great ball, brought down by Young, and away by Kibler. As we're in to stoppage time, and there'll be 3 additional minutes.
Good to see the fourth official's ball getting a workout this afternoon. Thomas Young maybe just in two minds about whether to control or headed that one. Just maybe a little too floated to head it, so decided to try and knock the ball down. As now Muller looking to create one last opportunity for the Knights. Bowman right onto the chest of an offside Alex Walter. Really playing on the shoulder this afternoon is Walter. Muller. Take a deflection, so it's going to be a South throw. Eventually they'll pick one of the two to use to throw back into play. Brennan. Larby back towards Brennan. Space to run into. Elects to go the pass. Oh, it falls through to Morton. Good-ish first touch, but not quite good enough. And Hart out to collect. Took a deflection. I thought he'd just done enough, but I think Hart's starting position made it that even the slight heaviness of that touch was going to work in the keeper's favour. That's what ended up happening. It's Morton. Riley variety. Now Bellini in the centre of the park. Out towards Walter. Clattered into from Havainen, but no foul given. Morton is as far as Muller. And Nkoso, another lovely bit of skill to get around Havainen the first time. Young now trying to do the same. He does get around Havainen. Crosses the ball in. Naden over the top. Under the cricket nets from Nick Naden. 8 yards out with the header. Could have done better. Just needed to keep that one down. He just peeled off Ewan Larby, created some space. Larby went in with the foot. Beaten all ends up. Naden just not able to get it on target. As we have probably a minute left at most here in an exhilarating first half.
Yeah, they're looking a bit shaky at the back, South. Every time Knights attack, they're creating chances. South have probably had more play in their attacking third, but it seems like every time Knights go forward, they're just about creating a pretty good goal-scoring chance. Morton couldn't quite find Brennan on that occasion. Did well in the end, but punched it straight to Gilly De Souza. Controlled it and then lets fly from range. That would have been goal of the year. But straight down the throat of Lockie Hart. He'll just take his time. And looks like they're going to head into the sheds with a 2-1 lead. But Walter's header at the back post. Naden's header there. You had Young one-on-one. they've had some pretty good chances to go 3-1 up here, and for all South's danger and play they've had in the final third, they're pretty lucky to not be back down by 2 goals. Here is Alex Walter now, shielding and skipping away, but there was Kobe Kemp, who's been very good for South Hobart. He got them back to 2-1 with his bullet header, but it was the Knights who jumped out to a 2-goal lead, and that is the scoreline as we head to half-time. 2-1 Knights, one of the best 45 minutes I've seen locally all season. Pulsating end-to-end, plenty of attacking action, really nice moves from both sides, and it augurs very well for the second half, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been not a game bogged down in midfield, not too much low defensive blocks employed by either side. There's been plenty to enjoy as a fan of football here. Knights making the most of their early chances. And then South as well, we had 3 shots and 3 goals early on. A couple of missed chances, as we'll replay those goals for you. It was a turnover from Morton that led in Koso. Lovely move to get around the keeper. First shot after 11 minutes. Saw the king of the Andals convert. Knights got back on the score sheet again not long after. It was a great ball in from Bellini. Thomas out the back stick. Another flick on from Muller, and Thomas Young finally heading it in the back of the net. And then South Hobart, that first 18 minutes, they were on the back foot. Then after that, Andrew got way back into the game.
Yeah, fought back, created some pretty dangerous moments in their final third. This was Brennan's corner, just being nodded home by Kemp. Hart feels he should have done better. He got a big piece of it, but just beaten by power in the end. It was Lockie Hart, a real team lifter there from Kobe Kemp. And they certainly played a lot better from that point on, South. They were constantly in the final third, looking dangerous. Unfortunately, every time Knights went back the other way, they just cut through the South Hobart defence. Had 3 very good chances that you'd probably say were pretty high danger chances. Maybe one of them should have been deposited. And the question now for the second half is, will they be made to pay for just keeping that door ajar for South?
And they're not a side you want to leave the door ajar for as well. South, we've seen plenty of times where they can come back from any situation. Could this be another one? Stay tuned, we'll be back in about 15 minutes to find out.
No chances in the opening 10 minutes, although he's gifted an opportunity for Joffrey Nkoso. Rouse the keeper, fires home. A gifted an opening goal there, and taking full advantage is
Goes the first time ball towards Walter Kibler. Dropped off a few yards and just left that a bit short. Charged down by Walter. Moncoeur.
Absolutely good. South just need to settle it here. Bellini to the back post. Back across by Thomas, and then flicked home by Thomas Young, and it's 2-0 to Glenorchy Knights. A well-worked set piece. Young headed it back, and it was Thomas Young who got the final touch. 2-0 Knights. 1-1. Andy Brennan sends this one. Good-looking ball. Kemp, what a header! There's the response you're after. Kobe Kemp, a captain's goal there. A thumping header. Too powerful for Hart, and it's back to 2-1.
That's much better from Walter bed in. It's now Naden on the attack. Walter up ahead. Pass goes through the legs. Just Walter trying to keep possession. Morton possession. Morton clipping at his heels. Not a lot of teammate support there, Walter, but eventually gets it towards Bellini with the shot. Oh, I thought that was in from the Magic Man. That was heady.
Alex Walter. It's Alessandro Bellini. Goes across to Nate and great cross to Walter! Wide of the post. It was
Another chance to try to get around Kibler. And that's surely a foul after the play there from Walter.
They're quite happy for Kemp to try his luck from range here. He does just that though, and I tell you what, it wasn't a bad effort either. Hart wasn't sure if it was. Got wide open space in front of him. Lakoseljac just does well to hold him up. Oh, nice move by Joffrey and Koso. He storms past.
Park here this afternoon. Bellini looking to exploit it with a lovely little through ball towards Young. Young, he's put it wide. Well, maybe he thought he was off. Comfortably cleared by Harrison, who's just Souser. Claiming he's been hit in the face there from Thomas Young. So it gets around Bellini, gets around a third Larby, gets the return ball to Ewan Larby, and Bowman coming across, getting the ball, and I tell you what.
Got it away. They were exposed there on the counter. Now Lakoseljac, nice players down. And we'll have another stoppage here. Did well, drew a crowd, squares it back to Morton. Morton to Kemp. Kobe Kemp at the top of the box. Passes across for Brennan, crossing dangerously. Hallam at the back post, but he comes
Trackers backs and gets it towards Morton, trying to shape onto the right, hits it on the left, and Bowman getting in the way. There's a lovely ball to find Morton in space.
Sends that one across to Schmidt. Schmidt lofting, great ball, brought down by Young, and away by Kibler.
Back towards Brennan, space to run into, elects to go the pass. Oh, it falls through to Morton, good-ish first touch, but not quite good enough. And Hart, Riley variety. Now Bellini in the centre of the park. Out towards Walter, clattered into from Havainen, but no foul. Young now trying to do the same. He does get around Havainen. Crosses the ball in. Naden over the top. Under the cricket nets.
Well in the end, but punched it straight to Gilly de Souza. Controlled it and then lets fly from range. That would have been goal of the year. But straight.
Even though they said they didn't want it.
The result of the today, the Black Ticket C number 3 and the Wood Warriors Janet Marcel.
And we're back for the second half here at KG5. Glenorchy Knights holding sway over South Hobart, 2-1 after a fantastic first 45 minutes of football. If you're just tuning in, you missed a real treat. It's been end-to-end action, really good attacking stuff from both sides. And Koso gave the Knights the lead. Thomas Young then doubled that lead on 20 minutes via a header. But Cody Kemp pulled one back for South 4 minutes after that. And really both teams traded blows throughout the rest of the first half, but there would be no more scoring. Knights would probably feel they could have taken one of their chances though to be 3-1 ahead. But the stage is set for a huge second half here, where the one of these sides potentially 45 minutes away from the Lakoseljac Cup final. The stakes are high. Let's hope for a second half equal to that first half, or just anything near the general vicinity, and I think you'll be pretty happy, really.
Yeah, I'll certainly take another half of football like that, thank you very much. Not too many people watch as much or process as much NPL and Tassie football as we do, and that's certainly one of the best I've seen all season, particularly in this strange COVID-shortened season. That was fantastic to watch, and hopefully more of the same, which I think is likely given South Hobart do have to push on. You do need a result, and we will get a result here tonight. Obviously extra time and penalties potentially in play as well, and certainly in this matchup not out of the question. That's a good raking ball from De Souza. Larby not quite getting there, but Kemp can. Now Brennan up against Harrison, jinking back onto the right. Naden stuck out a leg. Brennan whipping it in near post, and Thomas clearing. Had a South player on his back. Brennan trying to get that one under control with Naden in the vicinity. Still going is Brennan. Walter towards Nkoso. He's got time to change through the gears as he runs down the flank. Nkoso instead goes towards Walter, who's onside. Nkoso didn't want the return ball there. He'll get it eventually. Maybe a couple of seconds late as he tries to go around Kemp. I think he's won a corner there off Hallam, and he has done Nkoso. So nicely done from the king of the Andals. First corner of this second half. Not in particular rush to take it either. And Casper Hallam in short. There's Bellini in the vicinity. Thomas, one of the likely targets, lurking as he goes in that direction over the top back post. Calls for handball. Not given. Only a couple of Knights players appealing as Harrison whacks that one towards the corner. And Koso offside on that occasion. It was a dangerous ball flashing across the 6-yard box. Vinen will leave it for Riley Morton. So Walter not yet pushing up until Riley Morton does. Whacked forward towards Brennan. It's got Hallam and Lakoseljac. Bowman intercepting. Cleared that one out of play. Brennan was the most likely attacking outlet for South in that first half. They've gone back to the well early in the second. Again, commentator's cues, heavy touch. As Schmidt tries to get that one forward. Hallam. Just Sousa going to chase after as Oscar Thomas whacks it in to the ankles of Ken Morton. Rather it hit his ankles than his hips of Ken Morton. As Nick Morton towards Larby. It's come off Naden towards the end. Have they prevented the throw in? They have not. That one's gone over the fence as well. Take a second just to get the ball back for this first corner of the second half for South Hobart. Brennan will take.
Well, he's threatened with his corners so far today. He's got plenty of pace on them, really bends them down. Kobe Kemp headed home on to pull it back to 2-1. This time he lofts it to the back post, looking for Kibler. Nick Naden really good in the air though, and sees that one away. Then Thomas Young is trying to surprise Gilly De Souza, who was awake to it and cleverly plays it back off him. South Hobart doing the early attacking. And then he clears it away. Vinen nodding it into touch, and Koso will just let that one run. Connor Schmidt down there in front of the fourth official, Nathan Cope. Flicked on. Walter trying to charge on through. And he did just that push Riley Morton, however.
He doesn't agree with that decision, but our angle seemed like it was a pretty obvious push. As Kibler takes this one forward. Walter harassing on this occasion. Kibler looking to put in a strong and very late challenge on Nick Naden. I think that is going to be the first slice of cheese dished out this afternoon. It'll be American Patrick Kibler into Cooper's notebook. Naden, the ball was, you could not quite see him line it up, but you could see that he was determined to do something after losing the ball there, and after Naden had passed it, he was turned into the target.
Yeah, fairly straightforward decision there, and the Knights fans very much enjoying that one. The Kibler, a little bit of protection there, and obviously not overly happy with the free kick against Walton moment certainly, so happy to get one back, but Tyler Harrison over the dead ball, just pitches one in. They tried Thomas at the back post, heading back across the face again. A popular avenue for the Knights is that one. Real dominant figure in the air is the big giraffe, Oscar Thomas. Knights look to him so often for set pieces. Nick Naden presenting short for this one, but also another player really gifted in the air. Needs a lot of his aerial jewels. Bowman for Bellini. Oh, turning sharply onto the left is Bellini. There was no one at the back post though. It's harmlessly behind for a corner. It was a good ball from Bellini. Just need someone there.
It was a great ball, and you know, in a pretty good position where you'd expect a left winger or similar to be. There was absolutely no one really past the penalty spot.
Everyone just got sucked up to the ball, I think.
Yeah, exactly right, and it's bounced inside the 6-yard box as well. It's in a good height, and I'm just admiring how much expansion that wet area's had in the last about half hour as well. That seems to have doubled in size and the amount of people, both inside and outside, to see the Knights and some South Hobart fans getting around both their sides. As Arby steals a fair few yards. Flicked on towards Brennan. Hallam up ahead. That's a lovely bit of skill there from Brennan. Crossfield ball towards Hallam. First touch to Havainen. Hard elects not to come out. Harrison's head up. Great deal of distance, but Muller gets a bit more purchase. Now Larby going around the outside of Naden, and Harrison having to clear that one first time. The wind not playing a huge impact in this game, certainly is not as much as earlier today. Tied down as the sun's gone down, as Brennan getting on that right peg. A loft on that one, right to Nkoso, who skips past Havainen. Nkoso going to try and get past another, goes towards the inside, puts one on the deck. And ball out towards Bellini, out towards Naden. Walter and Nkoso lining up. Bellini looking in that direction, but enough blue shirts get back just in time. And that will relieve some of the pressure on South. It's to Sousa. Out to Brennan. Favouring that matchup in this second half as Brennan jinks inside. Good challenge from Muller. This time Bellini. Lovely touch from the Magic Man, keeps it in play. Bowman looking to roll Kibler, but Morton covering enough and goes all the way back to the keeper. I think Moncourt is going to expect a fair few Bronx cheers in this half, as Sherman not terribly happy that no foul was given there.
Real Christ the Redeemer statuesque there from Sherman on the bench there with the extended arms. I'm wondering why was that not a free kick to Nkoso, who's really starting to look lively in this one. That run he had a couple of minutes ago, he just casually carried it the length. Started out slow, then bang, hit the accelerator. Nearly opened up the overlap wide. He's been fantastic to watch all year in Nkoso, and a few times today he's just been mesmerising with those runs. The way he takes opposition defenders on. It's a real weapon the Knights have at their disposal. And they lead this game 2-1. It's South Hobart who need to break them down and score again at least once if they're going to progress through to the final and try and defend their Lacquer Cup crown. The Knights on the attack again. Bellini across to Nkoso with Havainen for company. Nkoso. Schmidt. Pull ball from Schmidt. Straight to Morton. That looked like handball there against Geordie Muller. And it'll be brought back there. And we see a slice of cheese. We will. A dose of dairy there for Geordie Muller. blocking the through ball with the arm. And our first substitution is going to be Casper Hallam replaced by Sam Berezanski. And, pretty quiet afternoon here from Hallam. I can see why Morton's making this switch. He hasn't really been able to get into the game today as the young speedster. So like for like, really, on comes Berezanski.
Yeah, since Brennan's return to the side, those two have been generally replacing each other as that other fourth attacking option. It's been either Hallam or Berezanski in the starting lineup, depending on things, and I think it is right for a change. It is pretty early in the half, 55 minutes gone, but I haven't seen a great deal of Hallam. Maybe could have kept him on for his pace towards the end, but now Morton with a chance to try and pick through a pass. Bellini chased down by Morton. Muller spreading it wide to Nkoso. Another lovely bit of skill to get past Toby Havainen. I think he's done that trick about 3 times already this afternoon.
Keeps working too.
I mean, why not?
Keep going back to that well, I say.
Will he do it again? And this time he goes inside. Young trying to go around the outside. Last touch off the Knights player. There's Havainen launching this one down the line. Sending Lakoseljac a bit of a task, and Harrison setting his keeper a bit of a task there. Lockie Hart, I think he's done very well there not to concede a corner. That wasn't the greatest ball that Tyler Harrison's ever played back to him.
Yeah, it didn't do him any favours with that one, that's for sure. Really put him under the pump. And he's done well to just concede the throw in. Well, no, he hasn't in the end. The corner has been given, so tried his utmost, but not to be. So it will be Berezanski to take the corner. And South Hobart pushing here for the equaliser. Away by Alex Walter, back doing the defensive work. Larby shifts it onto his left. Oh, he'd rather broadcast that to Geordie Muller though. He pounced on it. Now it's Alex Walter charging into space. He's got Nkoso in the middle. It's brilliantly defended by Toby Havainen. To the rescue there for South Hobart. They were streaming forwards en masse for the Knights.
That's fantastic work from Toby Havainen. In that situation, if neither of you on a yellow card, you'd almost take the cheese there to stop that attack. And they managed to get the ball and not even have to foul. Nkoso had half of KG5 all to himself there if Walter could have got the ball through. It's like Lakoseljac now trying to get through to Morton. The long levers of the giraffe, Oscar Thomas, knocks it out for a throw-in, but after a comparatively slower first 10 minutes compared to the first half, it's starting to go up a couple of cogs here. South really pushing on for the equaliser as Morton will take the corner. Going centrally, cleared again. It might fall to Berezanski. And Nkoso there as well. Waiting for someone to go forward, and that someone is Alex Walter. Down the left-hand side, drops the shoulder on Larby. Lovely ball to the back post. Young not quite there. He'll keep it in play. Naden tried the low ball towards Bellini. Now Berezanski. Nkoso going around the outside of Morton, who just put enough body in there in the general vicinity of the ball where leaves the referee with a decision.
Yeah,
just
trying that move just one too many times on that occasion. Didn't really have had too much room to be pulling it off that time. Morton said, all right, I'll just shepherd that one out of play. No issues. But not many have been able to stop Joffrey Nkoso in full flight today. He's been quite the sight, charging up and down the wings of KG5. His side with a 2-1 lead here as we tick towards an hour played. Oscar Thomas to Geordie Muller. Back to Thomas. Harrison. Or Brennan. Read it well, but Thomas able to get across and steer it away and gives Walter a play on it too. Walter lays it back to Nkoso. He's stretching a little thin here at the moment, South Hobart, but that's a heavy touch into trouble from Thomas Young. He did well just to get back in numbers. That one cannoning his teammate. And South capture the ball. Kibler. Slows the tempo down for a second. It's been played at a breakneck speed for most of the evening here. Andy Brennan. Well done, Connor Schmidt, sticking to the task, impacted the ball and forces the turnover. Bowman spies the run of Nkoso and picks him out with a lovely ball too. Nkoso v. Havainen. Having a run at him is the king of the handles, crossing on the left. And it was a poor cross in the end, and credit to Toby Havainen. Nkoso didn't want to take him on there, just decided to go the early cross instead.
He had Walter up ahead, but still not able to find anyone with the cross there in Nkoso. He's definitely done his best work whilst dribbling so far this evening. Schmidt clears that one. Thomas. No one really able to keep the ball on the deck at the moment. Toby Kemp's hit that one extremely high in the air. Thomas eventually concedes a throw. Just over the hour mark. South continuing to push for that equaliser. It's Berezanski. Ball inside towards Kemp. He's trying to win the corner. Not the greatest clearance. It's full to Morton! Oh, Nick Morton! He always comes up in the big occasion. He's put that one top left. And it's South Hobart back on level terms.
Yeah, just a rather soft turnover here, and Nick Morton just found a little bit of room in the penalty box, and he does what Nick Morton does best. Some good work initially, but just a poor clearance, getting his feet mixed up a bit there was the Giraffe. And boy, has Nick Morton made him pay. 2-2, 30 to play. The stage is set here for a cup classic. It already has been. This game has been outstanding. And South have drawn level here via Nick Morton. He's had an outstanding season for them. He scored plenty of goals in the league. And now he comes up with perhaps his biggest of the season yet to draw his side level in the cup semi-final. The Morthog, he's well and truly had his swagger back this season. It's been the very best of Nick Morton. And 2-2 the score. This is anyone's game. A spot in the final up for grabs.
Change of boots at half-time's done a trick for Nick Morton. Got rid of the flashy pink number and found his goal-scoring ones as that one's cleared by Harrison. And South starting to turn the screw here. Knights being turned into the back foot as Berezanski towards De Souza. Andy Brennan cutting inside, delivering that one towards the back post. Lakoseljac keeping it in, but only getting it as far as Naden. There's Bellini up ahead of him, as he does Walter and Nkoso in a foot race with Havainen. King of the handles, Nkoso. Havainen knows he wants to get on the right. He gets on the right, save from Montcourt. That one was heading into the bottom corner. And Nkoso getting the shot on target. And the experienced South keeper coming up strong.
Yeah, good piece of keeping there from the veteran, showing all his experience. It's one he had to have, but he read it well. That was bending round into the far corner. Montcourt with a strong palm behind. And this second half is really coming to life now. 2-2, both teams not even entertaining the thought of just grinding out and waiting for a mistake. They're going for the match-winning goal themselves. And it's cleared away. Nodded back by Schmidt. Oh, Morton might be able to storm onto this one. Kemp knocks it out in front of him. Oh, and Koso worked back really well, and importantly did so, because developing up ahead of him was some space. Morton skips free of him with a nice move, though. Now Kemp takes it wide right. He drills in a cross. Well done by Tyler Harrison. There to shut that down. And now Koso sends Havainen off to get a hot dog. Breaks his ankles. Cleared away. Yeah, it just seems like they're just trying to one-up each other almost, Morton and Koso at the moment.
Oh, they definitely are. I mean, I think they do it every single game they play against each other. There's mutual respect there. And Koso doing that same trick every single time to get down the flanks. I mean, if you know it's going to work, you might as well keep doing it, but they've got to slightly change up their approach, I think, in defending Nkoso soon, because it will eventually make you pay as Brennan goes chasing after this one. Waits into the ankles of Harrison.
It's a bit like Arjen Robben at this point. You know he's going to cut inside. You know exactly what he's going to do. That doesn't mean you can stop it.
Perfect example. Havainen takes the throw. Vinen. Will they blow the whistle? Going to let play continue. His copper. Brennan with the little chip at the near post over the top of Hart's goal and out for a goal kick. 25 minutes left. Part of me misses Ian Robert, and then part of me doesn't for the amount of goals he scored against United.
Dutch Eredivisie's your friend, mate. He's still there, doing what he does best.
Went back to his hometown team, didn't he?
Groningen, I think, yeah.
Yeah, correct. There's Thomas towards Bellini. Now Walter only has Nkoso in front of him, but he's found Joffrey Nkoso storming into the box. Option centrally, Nkoso back on the right peg, and he's hit that one wide. Joffrey Nkoso, he's looking dangerous every time he gets on the ball. That time, again, just wavered with the shot. He knows he's getting into good positions. Eventually, one of them, he will make South pay. As Encore takes the goal kick short. There's space in midfield between these two teams. Now both going for the win as Muller hits that one to Hart. Bouncing ball, he has to hit that one first time and does pretty well in the circumstances. Muller, Naden's in good space here if Bellini wants to go there. Instead, towards Nkoso. Vinen, Nkoso plenty of space as he jinks inside. Naden towards Muller. Probably wanted an option out wide, and Young eventually provides. Bellini. Walter wants a free kick for a push in the back by Kibler. Not forthcoming as Berezanski gets around and keeps it in play. Now Morton. Ball forward looking for Brennan. He ends up on the deck and Knights end up with the ball. There's Harrison getting past Morton. Still going Tyler Harrison. Young, he's got 3 in the box to aim for, but wins a corner kick. Off Gilly to Sousa. Knights playing towards their home fans in this second half, luring them on behind the goal. Another set-piece opportunity, and I imagine Oscar Thomas is going to plant himself somewhere towards the back post. Right on cue, Bellini goes in that direction. Walter rising high. Oh, Thomas, it ended up falling through to him. Probably wanted that on the head rather than the feet. Maybe thought Walter in front was going to get a nod to it. Walter rose high and came off Kibler, I think, in the end there.
Yeah, Thomas just in the process of jumping for it, really make a play, but Knights dialing up the pressure here. Late on looking to recapture the lead here. It's going to be Schmidt. That's a better option. Get the ball in Nkoso's feet, don't have him throwing it. Some nice work there from the magic man Bellini. Curls in a teasing little ball near post, but finds its way through to Mark Moncourt. Gets them moving quickly to Larby. Well held up by Thomas Young, but Larby just literally runs a ring around him and then puts it out of play. Just undoes his rather good work in the lead-up. So Bowman to Bellini. Slightly heavy touch. Might just let Berezanski in. Charging through was Naden. Now Morton. Berezanski. So Kemp a little short there. Geordie Muller. Off to Nkoso. Draws a crowd again and turns. That's lovely work. Brilliantly done by Walter. And shut down was the shots. He just turned so silkily and got onto his left there. Alex Walter. And really nice work by the centre-back, because I think that was probably sneaking in at the back stick. That was not going straight at the keeper. That's a goal-saving block as Bellini turns, drops it off for Schmidt. Schmidt wants a free kick. Play continues. Nick Naden, a little bit of room, but didn't have much time, and just a little rushed was that shot in the end. Well wide of the mark.
Certainly was, but that was a goal-saving block. On replay, Moncourt was in a good position, but that had way too much power on it and was nestling in the back of the net. South being put under real pressure in these last few minutes. See, eventually take this goal kick. Muller. Walter getting in front of De Souza. Bellini looks up, only has the one option forward. It's Young, takes it on the chest. Thomas Young has put it into the back of the net, and it's 3-2 Knights. Thomas Young with his second of the game. It was a little more ungainly, but my God, it was crucial.
20 minutes to go, the Knights reclaim the lead. They celebrate with the adoring red area. Bellini, what a ball that was, just unlocked the defence. Young's touch took him wide, but it took him round Moncourt. And that's great composure to just steer it home with the second effort. That's some great work from Thomas Young. Bellini hits Young. It's Knights 3-2. And this classic cup semi-final has another twist. Will there be more to come? You'd fancy there might be. This game is far from done. But for the time being, Knights restore their advantage. And if they can hold it this time, they're 20 minutes away from the final.
That ball from Bellini as well. I mean, he's only got one player ahead of him and just picked Thomas Young out perfectly. As that ball put Harrison under a little bit of pressure as Morton continuing to harass De Souza. He's got a bit too much on that one and handballed it in the process. The Knights just kindly letting them know one of the basic tenets of this sport of handball. Knights, I still think they'll push bodies forward, but in situations like this, may not be taking the free kicks as quickly as they were. Harrison on diagonal, way too long in the end. Roll out for a goal kick. As South continuing with the same goal kick routine as Morton looks down the line. Brennan's touch is heavy, and then Koso up against Kemp. Going to go the back heel towards Schmidt, and it's successful. And the chip through ball, not quite as successful. Jeffrey and Koso toying with the opposition at times here this afternoon. De Souza. Hansky gets his head up and has a great deal of options. Just kept in by Young. Harrison can't quite find a teammate. Havinen's got a bit of space to move into. Oh, Joffrey and Koso's down on the deck. That's not what we want to see as Naden comes across to kick the ball out. But given there was no one around, that's not a good sign for Nkoso. Is it Cramp?
Yep.
Kemp coming across to help him out.
Kemp just hoping to expedite things a little bit here, knowing his team need to get the goal. Just lending a hand to you, land that over to Watson now.
We did discuss in the women's game, would we see such sportsmanship in this, and clearly we will.
Well, that was the shoelaces, but look, I think a bit more self-interest to play here on Kobe's part, apparently. But Nkoso will stay down for as long as he possibly can here. Until he is told to get off the pitch, he ain't going anywhere with a 3-2 lead here. Under 20 to play in the Cup semi-final. Probably understandable, he has got cramp. He's just been doing the 100-metre sprint up and down the flanks all afternoon, and at pretty lightning pace each and every time. He has put in a mile of work, and he is quite literally cramping to the point where he can't stand. And really, that just shows you how hard this young man has been working today. He has been absolutely busting it, and he can't go on. He's just indicated sub.
I mean, you could literally, I could just see the cramp in his right leg from here. I mean, that is how much he's tightened up. Kobe Kemp trying to get him back to his feet. But when it's this bad, I mean, literally cannot walk in Joffrey and Koso.
You often hear the expression, ran himself into the ground. And, you know, it's used to describe a hard-working player, runs up and down. He has quite literally done that here this afternoon, Joffrey and Koso. That'll be his day done, and if his team hold on, well, 3 votes. I know there's no votes in the same way, Bob, to give him 3. He's been spectacular. Morton, there's still time for South though. That's a great ball! Lakoseljac was there. It was really well defended by Jack Bowman, who did enough to take it away from him. 15 minutes is more than enough time for South Hobart to pull it back. They have plenty of weapons, and they've looked a threat in attack today. They've also got the numerical advantage just for the time being, as that one is taken away from Brennan by Muller. Brennan kept on going though. Shut down by Tyler Harrison. He just thumps it away. Sends it long looking for Walter. And Kibler, who made that goal-saving block earlier in the half, puts that out of play. And now the substitution can be made here for the Knights. Let's see who comes on for them. Looks like Tommy Bellini. The Salad Bellini to come on. Get 2 Bellinis out there. So an equally tricky player out there. Likes to show off his skills, but be hard pressed to have the impact of Joffrey Nkosa.
And Knights bench full of players who can actually play in that position as well. Harry Anderson and Cade Smith as well as Bellini. A real plethora of attacking options on the Knights bench here this afternoon as the Magic Man Bellini tries to play the through ball. Cut out by Larby, who decides to go on another venture forward. This time it's Morton up ahead. Both fullbacks ending up on this right-hand side as Morton tries to do it all himself and wins the foul off Connor Schmidt. Home fans disagreeing with that particular call, but it is in Kobe Kemp territory, this free kick, as we look at Morton jinking inside. And well, Schmidt got a bit of the ball with the trailing left leg and then got the player, but definitely contact with both as Kemp maybe just a bit too far wide of the goal for his perfect spot.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, this one. Kobe Kemp, he's more than capable. He can put a dead ball pretty much where he wants it, but the angle is against him. 2 in the wall. Just both of them outside of the post there. Just tough if he's going to try and bend it, but he's certainly capable. We'll wait and see. What's it going to be? Kobe Kemp over the dead ball. He sends it in. It's a dangerous ball. It's a great header. Berezanski worked it on, and Hart with a crucial stop. And very nearly back to 3-3 there.
That was close from South Hobart. Locking hard, making sure he was standing strong and not leaning his body weight too much either way, just to keep balanced. Got behind the ball. A crucial stop. And South trailing for the majority of this game. They look to find another equaliser. 13 minutes left as Berezanski lobs this one forward. Kemp. Schmidt manages to clear. As Kibler strides forward. Berezanski back to the American who stayed forward. He's passed. Can't quite find Brennan. But South, they left it late in the Lakoseljac Cup final last year. And they have another late show here tonight. He is starting to get to the point where you're throwing bodies forward. Knights, South scrapping away, and it will be Knights ball. And as you can tell from Bowman, they're not in a particular hurry to take, as we will have a substitution for South Hobart. It'll be Bradley Lakoseljac coming off, and Jacob Lancaster coming off.
Josh Diven. So, see what he can add into the mix. He's got a little under 15 minutes to make his mark. Can the substitute prove the hero? His team needing a goal. You certainly wouldn't bet against there being a late twist in this one. It's been that sort of game. It's on all the hallmarks of a Cup Classic. So, certainly don't be surprised if there's one more sting in the tail of this one just yet. Harrison away. The Knights will be content just to sit back for the most part and try and see this one out now. They're going to be flooding bodies forward. They complete the job. Copperat getting in the way there and allowed to continue, I suppose, because it went back to South Hobart's possession. Here's Morton. Havinen. Back to Morton. To Sousa. Brennan. Well done, Jack Bowman again. Brennan wanted the free kick, but nothing doing. Jack Bowman's had a great game back there. Made some really important stops. Oh, lovely turn that. Now this is opening up. Cross comes in. Oh, is looking for the sub, Diven. Everyone puts their hand up. Copra says you can have a corner.
Nearly an instant impact there from the sub, Josh Diven. It's a lovely turn to get around the outside. Andy Brennan still questioning why he didn't get the free kick there off the referee, Brenton Copra, but all hands on deck for the Knights. They've got every player back in the 18-yard box. As the cross goes towards the backstick. Kibler getting there. Can he keep it in? Naden. Muller. Pressing. And South managing to keep the ball. It's Havainen. Back towards Brennan. Kemp playing the 1-2. What options has he got in the box, Andy Brennan? Lofts this one. Out of play. Probably the first inaccurate cross of Andy Brennan's afternoon so far. But it will relieve the pressure temporarily on the Knights.
Yeah, we're into the final 10 of regulation now, and it's Knights holding sway, 3-2. 10 minutes away from a cup final. They look to return there. They made the final back in 2017. Were comfortably beaten by Olympia that day, though. They'll be looking to go one better than that this year. South Hobart, the current holders. Can Young track this one down? Not quite. It was always up against him as they try and land the knockout blow. And a fourth goal would surely be. Still time for South Hobart, though. They've carried a real threat about them here this evening. Here's Riley Morton, who just sends it long. This was blown, though. And brought back here. South not overly pleased. 2 balls on the pitch, perhaps. I'm not too sure something going on, but it will be brought back. Moncourt retakes, so maybe it wasn't from the correct spot where Moncourt first took it anyway. Now we go. Riley Morton on the line for Kemp. Back inside for De Souza, the Brazilian. Larby forward for Morton. The Inspire side here, the Morthog. He plays a deft little ball over the top. It's a dangerous one, and Oscar Thomas puts it behind for another corner. That'll be their 10th of the evening here at South Hobart. Scored from one of them. Can they find a second corner goal here? At the 10th time of asking to knock this one back up. Late on in the game, they struck late in the cup decider last year. Brennan sends it deep. Over the head of Morton, too much on that one. Oh, well done, Muller bustling to the front position there and sees it out for a Knights throw. Just wanted that one, Geordie Muller.
That's good hustle from Geordie Muller. They put everyone forward, but they tried to put Riley Morton on an island at the back post, South Hobart. Everyone else running near post. If you overhit it, do run out of options. It was only Havainen not forward as leaning in there. Here's Diven. Schmidt being tunnelled and selling it relatively well at the same time.
Oscar Thomas just knocking the ball into the corner there. Dangerous to be doing that under the eye of Tony Peart, I reckon.
Yeah, probably not the referee I'd be wanting to do that directly in front of there on the line. There's a few others I'd probably rather do that in front of. That one launched long as Walter will leave it for Thomas Bellini. Pressuring well. Here's the salad Bellini. Well, he had a touch since he's come on. He's Knights close to preparing another sub. There's Schmidt towards Bellini. Gets the return ball, crosses this one in. It's close to Moncourt. Drops it at the first try. Kibler will bail out his keeper. Bowman. Naden, who's heavy touch, will see that one out of play. 6 minutes to go. Berezanski, it's at the wrong end for South and getting even worse as Naden goes forward, but now it's turned over. Early ball goes towards Morton. It's Morton in the 18-yard box. Lovely challenge from Schmidt. Harrison mopping up well the captain. Morton in a dangerous position. Sneaking between the centre back and full back. We'll go back towards De Souza. Oh, just falling over as he tried to turn there, Larby. Got a bit lucky there from Young knocking that one out of play. Down the line. towards Kemp. Toby Kemp moving further and further forward as this game goes on. Started in a relatively defensive position, leaving Morton to do the attacking. He's really joining the attacking fray as, again, not a free kick going towards South Hobart. Brennan again.
They both get up looking for it with the arms outstretched. Sir, I think Copra saw him when, 6 1 half dozen the other. Get up, lads.
They both, when you have the exact same reaction as you get up as well, that does kind of slightly give it away a bit.
Yeah, it's probably, it might have been an initial foul by Brennan, and then Bowman got him back the other way. But we're inside the final 4 minutes of regulation time now, and Schmidt will just send it down the other end of the pitch. Not a bad philosophy at this point. Vining can't quite control it. And look what it means to Sherman. That general barking out the orders on the touchline. They're close enough. He can taste it. He was a player the last time they made. Oh, a little peck there from Walter, just working it onwards into the box. Didn't quite work out. And Moncourt will get them moving quickly again. He drops it off for De Souza. Knights are not going to let them play out easily though. Now Morton sends it long. Oh, Morton over the top. Oh, how's this going to bounce? Diven through the middle. He was in acres of space. He sends it out wide. He'll continue his run to the box. It's Larby. Plenty forward to pick out in there. Larby turning onto his right. And he tried the shot. And it was comfortable in the end for Lockie Hart, who can soak another 20 seconds off the clock here. Although Brennan was alert to the time wasting. He wasn't going to let him eat up too much as he placed it on the deck there. Thomas Young did really well to control that. Naden. Walter holding it up strongly and sliding it through for Tommy Bellini. It's Thomas Bellini into the box. Can he land the knockout blow? He's got two for company. He defended it well, Morton and Havinen. And now it's the Morthog Nick Morton. So often his side's inspiration this year. Can he pull out one last piece of magic? He couldn't quite find Diven. And they're getting all the closer here are the Knights as they look to make another sub.
You can feel the tension amongst their fans rising in this last 5 minutes as they take a few more seconds off the clock. Looks like Geordie Muller coming off. And Harry Anderson coming on. Number 9 is coming on. The number 10 is Muller. Quite a reception from the home crowd. They are getting so close to the final they can taste it, the Knights, as that one's out of play. The opposite end of the ground for South fans. Now Schmidt rifles that one into the chest of Bellini, kept control of it well. Thomas Young's going to go into that defensive midfield role that Muller's been playing as Walter gets it down on the chest. Naden. Schmidt. 1-2 on here, should he go in that direction? Goes towards Bellini. He's Walter onside, the flag's gone up. It's Bellini on this occasion. And that is a delightful chip from the Magic Man. Almost as good as his assist for the Knights' third goal. Unfortunately was offside.
Yeah, flag was up. Kibler might well have got back to it in live play anyway, but deft to wave of the wand there from the Magic Man as South is route one here. They're running out of time. Havinen. Naden just backheels it away from him. Throw in for South Hobart inside the final minute of regulation. Eyes on Nathan Code to see how many additional minutes. I don't think there'll be too many. I suppose it was the Nkoso cramping. It's a couple of goals. That's been the massive stoppages. Just the standard 3 minutes, I reckon. Which means South have not got long to conjure something now. Kemp rolls it in, looking for Diven. Lee trying to shut that down, but Diven gets the better of him. He slaloms through. It's Diven on the left. Shot was blocked. And now Kemp. Back to De Souza. Steering one wide. The overlapping Havinen. Dinks it to the back post. Couldn't quite find Diven on that occasion. The Knights can't clear the area though, but a relieving free kick is paid. And it's just stoppage time remaining now.
Yeah, I do think you're accurate, and they do put up the 3 minutes of stoppage time. Will Copra time come into effect, though. Will it end up being 6? We just don't know.
I sure hope so.
I don't want this game to stop either. It's been a fantastic contest. As Lockie Hart implores everyone to get forward. Just the stoppage time remain as Hart heaves that one forward. Walter pushing the back on Kemp, not given. As De Souza wins it for South. Nearly getting through past Schmidt. Now Berezanski. South have to get numbers forward. Now Morton up against Harrison. Can he win a corner for his side? I think he just about has. And he has. Do we get keeper up?
Will Moncourt will be able to sprint back is probably the bigger question, though.
Probably not as fast as Pitchford in terms of running back as a keeper, and he's elected not to come up, and they're keeping 2 outside the box here, South. Surely got to get all hands on deck.
Everyone else is in there. This could be last chance saloon. They're going to go the routine. They change up the angle. Larby dinks it to the back post, but it's overhit. I'm not sure Hart needed to punch that. I'm not sure he needed to do that, Lockie Hart. Maybe safe than sorry, I guess, but could have left that one. And now it's going to be an opportunity for a long throw for Toby Avainen. He's going to give it to De Souza, and the Brazilian will give this one the old Rory Delap. He thumps this one in near post. You can get a heap on it. Flicked on. Thomas doesn't clear the area. Falls for Kibler. Kibler's shot blocked, deflected behind. And it's going to be a goal kick. And that could just about be it. They might get one more shy if they're lucky. But that might have been the moment.
I think so. This goal kick's going to take at least 20 seconds from Lockie Hart. You've probably got to keep Kibler up as Morton jumping for that one on the 18-yard box. Cleared by Bowman. Walter chasing against Kibler. He's still getting there is Walter. Oh, it's forward to the feet of Walter. He lays it back. Can he get the finish? Belady, it goes wide. And it'll be out for a goal kick. Walter thought that one had nestled in Moncourt's hands. It ended up at his feet. And Bellini couldn't get the sealer.
Yeah, that was the chance to put the final nail in the coffin, but they'll get one last roll of the dice here, South Hobart. They go long to the Morthog. Why not? He's the man you give it to. They send it forward. Oscar Thomas read the play well. Got in front and thumped it out of play. We've now ticked to 93 minutes after this throw-in comes in. They might get one more heave forwards. We'll see what kind of a mood Copper's in. It's a poor throw-in though. They're losing ground. And they might have had time expire on them. The whistles from the crowd. They're baying for it. Headed away again. They're not going anywhere here, South. Avainen just keeps going. But again, Knights stall their progress. Sherman demanding the whistle. Still it hasn't come. Morton can't keep it in play. Surely they've done enough here, Knights. The final whistle imminent. They're going to move on to the Lakoseljac Cup final here. Long down the line. Flicked backwards by Walter. De Souza. Forward they go. Knights just keep winning the ball back. They're going nowhere. We've ticked towards 94 minutes and we're still going. They got a bit of Copra time. Moncourt comes out and will he give him one last go? He heaves the throw. Forward they go. Again Knights win it back. Still the whistle doesn't go. A look at the watch from Copra. Here they go. Knights taking it wide. Fire Harry Anderson. His cross in. And there it is. The Glenorchy Knights into the Lakoseljac Cup final. They've won an absolute epic, I'd say the game of the season. 3 goals to 2 over a South Hobart team who put up a mighty fight. But in the end, the Knights were the winners. And what a contest there was. And what about Joffrey Nkoso hobbling onto the pitch there. The kid ran himself into the ground for his side. He was spectacular. And Knights are through to the final. What a game, Paul.
Match of the season. No qualifications needed. That was a fantastic exhibition of football from both sides. Glenorchy Knights run out the winners mainly for how good they were early on in that game. Nkoso robbing Morton of the ball and getting things started. That really set the tone for his performance. He was outstanding this afternoon. Knights built from there. Another goal from the corner. South, after conceding too early on, got back into it. But in the end, it was Knights too strong in the end, and they go through to the Lakoseljac Cup final, named after one of their club heroes, Milan Lakoseljac. It's the first time they've been in since 2017 against the Warriors. They didn't come up trumps on that occasion. They hope they will this time. Kemp with that goal got South back into it. I thought South, attacking-wise, were really, really good. The best I've seen them in weeks. Unfortunately, the defence not quite holding up, but as a game, there was no real midfield. I mean, it was just attacking, end-to-end stuff. Morton, great shot to make it, to give South a chance, but in the end, Knights just that bit too good, and I think deservedly into the cup final next week.
And there's the moment. What a ball from Bellini, and Young, really smart stuff. Took it wide, and then the second touch on his left to control into the back of the net. It was a lovely goal. It was well crafted. You know, the balance of play probably deserved, but both teams can look at that and say we created enough chances to win. Knights created more, so I don't think we can argue with it, but here's hoping we get a final anywhere near that kind of ballpark, because that was a great spectacle and great for Tasmanian football. And the Knights with a 3-2 win, as our cameraman says, good night, and we may well do the same here. It has been a classic. We'll be back tomorrow. Another Lakoseljac Cup semi-final headed your way. Olympia versus Launceston City. That one coming to you at 2 o'clock, followed by the Women's Statewide Cup at 4:30. That'll be Olympia v South Hobart. So, and a big Sunday of Cup semis headed your way. Recapping today's results, Glenorchy Knights will also have their under-20s team into the final. They beat Somerset 5-2. Olympia defeated Riverside 2-1 in the 20s. In the Women's Statewide Cup, it was the Clarence Zebras too strong, 3-0 over the Kingborough Lions. And here tonight, Knights 3, South Hobart 2. Well, it was an absolute pleasure to bring that one to you. Hopefully we got more of the same tomorrow. Well, from us here tonight at the Slice of Cheese team, it's bye for now.